Guys, so I ended up just shutting it off for a bit, and because I was trying to find the ECU, and it wasn't under the area that I thought it'd be, and I was told. So I was like, where is it? So I looked in other places. I took a rest for a little bit, came back down, messed with the terminal because even though it's tightened all the way, it's still loose. So I put some aluminum foil there, and it's tightened out, stays on. So I looked under the dash, and turns out that the ECU is there, and the PCM. So I was like, okay, so, I looked at the plug-in for it, so, where it plugs into the computer itself, and it was plugged in, and it wasn't loose. I unplugged it, plugged it back in, and I made sure at the time the battery terminal was off, so, it didn't do anything. So then after I get in, I didn't even attempt to start it yet, but I'm doing a little hard reset, or whatever you'd call it. Doing the, forgot what it's called, but I know you're supposed to do it before you, or after you work on something like this, and, especially for this car. So, as you can see about the, vacuum hose routing diagram, I made sure I looked everything over, so I'm like, okay, do I got a vacuum leak? Nope. Well, at the time I thought I didn't, but don't now. But I looked over, and when the motor is running, I could hear a hissing. And I was like, okay, what is that? And I look over, I take some brake cleaner, I spray it on top of right here where the seal is for the EGR valve. And turns out that the seal, the gasket didn't seal. So I had to deal with that. So, yeah, I'm just gonna shut the hood and do a couple turns of the key. Not starting it, but a couple turns. And, yeah, so this is where it is now. I'm going to back up and show you. Yeah, still snowing here, April 17th. Zeb's up there trying to start his four-wheeler because he just pulled apart the carburetor and cleaned it. Yeah, there's a Mazda. Can't believe snow's still here and snowing right now. It was hailing earlier and then raining. Yeah, I'm gonna probably, this thing actually is going, I'm probably gonna back it up, drive it up the driveway, and do a couple laps, and I gotta do some rust repair on this thing. Not too bad. Ooh, actually, yeah, that is, pretty bad. Thought it wasn't too bad. But, yeah, give this thing a wash after it's done, but I don't think it's gonna be done anytime soon. This thing's always keep me trouble. Keep me in trouble and giving me trouble. Oh yeah, still gotta get this replaced. Portland glass has to. So, yeah. Oh yeah. So one thing I want to say is, with this, for some reason, so these are the symptoms. If you do watch this, or whatever, I'll say in the comment, if, I get this thing running by the time you comment anything about, what it is. It's whatever. But still put your ideas and stuff down in the comments what it could be. So, number one symptom is you go to start it. It has trouble starting. It cranks over just fine. It doesn't even fire. And then sometimes you'll crank it over and then it fires sometimes and then it doesn't. And then another time you go to crank it, starts up, and then after it'll stall. Almost instantly as it, starts up. I've showed you guys in a video before. So, that's one thing. Another is, you go on the throttle, as I showed you before. You go full throttle or anything, and it only goes up to, 2,000 maybe. And, I didn't have it on video, but I had this thing, the throttle was working for, I don't know, a minute or so. So I could go, full throttle, and it'd go full throttle. It'd go about, a red line, obviously, when I'm, just full throttle. But, got all the way to 6,500 RPMs and, let off. And a plume of smoke behind me, but that's also because I forgot to clear out all the oil and ATF, PB blaster, and all that junk that I had in the cylinders. But I cleaned it out after, just pulled the plugs out and stuff, but it still smokes a little bit because there's an oily film. So, another thing is sometimes it'll start, it'll run, you put it in drive, it'll go, but you give it any throttle and it does nothing at all. So, I'm going to probably cut this off and, yeah, be back soon. Gonna attempt to start it. So, see ya.